Hey, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini. My guest is Crystal, chasing.crystal. That's how you find her on Instagram. She's traveling around the world on a motorcycle by herself over in Europe, just by herself. She's couch surfing, she's camping. This is an incredible story. You talk about the bike life, biting somebody. Man, she's by herself. She's an independent woman all the way, and she's just finding her way through Europe right now. And this is a fun conversation. She's at a hostel. She's doing this at a hostel. And I just think you're going to find this is a very entertaining podcast. You're going to love it. This is truly an independent spirit. And I think it's a gold mine of a podcast. Check it out. Chasing.crystal on Tales from a Gemini. Oh, here comes music. Yes, never gets old. The day before 2022. 2022. 1, 2, 3. Hey, it's VT with Tales from a Gemini. Man, I am so excited for this episode today. You know, I love Instagram, and you know, I love just doing this. And I always try to find people that inspire me. And, you know, I love motorcycles. And I came across this person's profile. And, you know, she's a rider. And so I was like, I saw her backpack. She goes, I'm chasing my dream. And I was like, what are you doing? And she's riding across. Like, it's just the world. And I was like, what? So she literally, I'm going to let her tell her story. This is chasing.crystal. If you look it up on Instagram, it's chasing.crystal. And honestly, I was looking you up yesterday, and what you do when you went from San Francisco to Chicago, I watched those videos. It was unbelievable. You literally would go to sleep in parking lots in the middle of nowhere. When in parking lot in the middle of nowhere with like a little net. And you were like, weren't you afraid of like rattlesnakes or anything coming up to you?
Yeah, that's why I had my mosquito net.
A mosquito net against a rattlesnake is nothing. I mean,
well, I held it down with rocks, and I
rocks.
hoped for the best. Yes.
So, like a snake would go, oh, that's a rock. Damn it, and he would just go, and he would just slither away. Like, she got a rock. Damn it. Well, gotta go. So that was your defense, was a rock.
Yeah, and I had my pepper spray, my knife, like in my hand when I was sleeping.
What kind of knife? Was it like a butcher knife, or was it like a Swiss Army knife? What kind of knife?
A box cutter.
A box cutter. A box cutter. Thank you, sir. A box cutter. Well, you know what? Still, the fact that you do the damn thing, honestly, it was so inspiring. And I don't mean to laugh at you, but the funniest one to me was watching you back the bike out of a hotel room. You were at a motel, and even you said, "Yo, it's kind of sketch." So what I'm gonna do is you had the dude help you put your motorcycle inside the hotel room, and so you slept with your bike in the hotel room. Then you set your phone up, and when you're backing your bike out, I'm not gonna lie, I laughed so hard because you're trying to get it right, and you're backing it out. And then you finally get out, and the door just shuts. And I go, did she have her key? And I just thought that was the funniest thing in the world. What made you start this journey and love of motorcycles? Because correct me if I'm wrong, aren't you an architect?
I am.
And what happened? What's your journey? Like, where are you from? How'd you grow up? And when did the love of motorcycles bite you?
I am from the Bay Area, California, United States, born and raised. And I had a normal childhood, went to college. And
Where'd you go? What college?
I went to UC Berkeley.
UC Berkeley?
Yes.
Oh, so you're smart.
Sometimes.
Well, I got a junior college education, so please go easy on me. Please go easy on me.
Oh, we're all the same. It doesn't matter if you have an education or not. We just share the same passion.
That's what you think. But anyway, go ahead. As you're about to find out. But go ahead.
It all started my senior year of college when my friend from high school gave me a ride on the back of his motorcycle. And we went 160 miles per hour, and we did wheelies and endos. And I was like, I need some sort of control. And that's what prompted my the start of getting an M1 and just riding. And I just commuted for the longest time. I just took it to work, and I didn't start with like weekend riding until a few years in. And then COVID happened, and they were like, well, don't travel on an airplane. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. So why not just do the most socially distanced way of traveling and just be in my helmet by myself? And then I just started cross country touring like 2020.
Oh my! It is. I tell people all the time. Isn't that the best? I mean, just cross because you're like you said. You're in your helmet. You get to think. You get to see the world and the smells. There's nothing like it. Did you love it immediately, or did you learn? I mean, because for me, it was a constant learning to adapt. Like, oh, rain gear. Oh, maybe get a Bluetooth. Like, how did you come about it?
Well, it was an evolution. I didn't start, I think it started like with just camping, like not with a motorcycle with friends. And then that turned into backpacking. And then that turned into doing much more longer trips without any cell phone service. And I thought, why not combine like just motorcycling and camping together? And so it was just an evolution. It didn't come all at once where I was just like, oh, I'm just going to do a cross country trip without thinking about it. I had the background of camping, which I think is the most important part of doing adventure riding.
So you like being by yourself? I mean, honestly, I mean, in a good way though, because people don't realize being by yourself, you get to know you, and it sounds bad, and I think you know what I'm talking about. It's like you get to know who you are as a person, and then you kind of have a better understanding of other individuals because you know yourself. If that makes any sense.
It does. I would actually say I like being with other people more. I'm extroverted, so I get energy from the people around me, but I'm also happy by myself. Like I never get bored. If you let your mind wander, like there's an endless amount of things to think about. Um, so I would, I'm trying to think like this kind of came about like I don't think anyone would want to ride to Chicago in the winter with me. Like, and so I just did it by myself and I was on a time crunch. So I wouldn't want to put anyone through that type of mileage during that cold environment. And so I just did it.
That was great. I mean, the fact that you went in October through Wyoming. And first of all, honestly, I took that route that you took. I took that route. And anybody who can go through Wyoming and especially Nebraska, you deserve a medal. People don't realize that is hell on earth, is it not?
It is. It is. I will never do that again. And I don't say that about anything. Like there were winds 60 to 70 miles per hour and it's only 2 lanes, you and the big rigs. And I will never do that again.
I literally had the bike. It felt like the bike was doing this the whole time, and I thought I thought I was about pulling over. I said, "Man, I'm being a wimp here." But then I saw a truck with a trailer move over. I go, "Okay, if the truck and trailer moves over, I don't feel so bad." But I literally felt like I was doing this, and then when I stopped it, you know those places called Little America. You know, they have them big billboards like for like 20 miles away, like, oh, what's this place like? And it's just a big ass like basic truck stop, basically. You think it's gonna be like, whoa, like Gulliver Travels, and you get there like, this is it. And so as I was going, I'll take shelter here. And I was going, and I saw two like cyclones in the air, like two the funnel clouds in the air. And I go, okay, I don't feel so bad. And I stopped there for like a little bit, and I went. But when I saw that you went through Wyoming, you went to the same route I went through. I go, this woman is a beast.
Thank you.
No, I mean it from the bottom of my heart because I did the same thing. And on the way back, this guy says, "Hey, listen, I know you're gonna go through Wyoming, but listen." And he goes, if you don't want to go through Wyoming, I go, okay, I'm listening now. He goes, if you don't want to go through Wyoming, I go, oh yeah, I'm all ears now. I don't want to go through that hell again. It's like Jaws too. I don't want to go through that hell again. So he goes, go through Colorado. I think it's Highway 53. So and it's 2 lane. I'm Highway 53. And then the road literally just stops because they're doing construction. So there's 5 miles of no road. And it's like sand or whatever. And I had to balance the bike. So everything you went through, I basically went through.
My anxiety is flaring through the roof just listening to your story.
No, the fact that you do that by yourself, and listen, if it sounds sexist, and I will, whatever, I'll take my lumps. But the fact that you're a woman and you do it by yourself, and most people, period, don't do stuff by themselves. Most people don't. And the fact you're a woman, you do it by yourself, man, that just makes me go, man. I mean, this. Your determination and just like your sheer will, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I mean, because basically you have no choice. I mean, right? I mean,
yes,
you have no choice. Like, it's got to get done.
You know where I get that from? It's from running marathons. And when you run out, no one's carrying you back. You have to do it by yourself. So I think that grit kind of evolved from that.
Were you an athlete before? I mean, besides marathons, did you do other sports?
I did badminton.
That's right. I saw that because you took your badminton rackets with you overseas. I'm like, man, she really likes to play badminton because of all things to take overseas, you make sure you got those badminton rackets. I got my helmet. I got my socks. I got to get my badminton rackets. And you took your because when you travel on motorcycles, you never know when a badminton game is going to break out. Like, hey guys, want to play some badminton? Yeah. I mean, whatever.
It is the weirdest combination, and I am fully aware of this. So in badminton, we don't have like hard cases. We have like soft foam cases whenever we carry stuff around. So I actually had to buy a rifle case. And people think like, oh, you're badass. Like they're like scared of me, like I'm carrying guns. And then it's like the most nerdy response, like they're badminton rackets.
Well, here's what you do. Here's what you do. Honestly, when they see the rifle case, just go more stealth. I mean, just go real stealth and just turn like this and go, yes, I'm here for work. And just keep going. They go, oh, she's an assassin. Because I read a book one time where it was an assassin. So just act like you're military. Straighten up a little bit more and just kind of hold that, your rifle case. Like, she's got a gun. She's a badass. I mean, seriously, act like you're like a secret spy or something. They'll go, man, that girl right there, she's a spy. She's a sniper. I mean, they'll never know until they see you, bring out 2 rackets and a little bird and go, hey, guys, want to play a game? you never know. So how many badminton games have you played since you traveled overseas?
I played in maybe like 20. Like I've gone to like 5 or 6 gyms.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you ain't got any attitude about it. I mean, are you any good? Are you any good?
I'm decent. I'm more than a beginner, but I'm not a professional.
Well, you never know. Isn't badminton in the Olympics?
Oh, yes, it is.
Well, you know what? If you make the Olympic, how great would that be? You make the Olympic team in badminton, and you travel around the world on your motorcycle. Girl, I mean, seriously, you're so badass. You're more badass than you even think you are. Because in your travel, if you guys get a chance, go to her YouTube channel, which is chasing.crystal. On her YouTube channel, she travels from San Francisco to Chicago. Like I said, I've traveled that route. And like I said, just going through Nebraska, it makes you just want to just go, I don't want to live anymore. Because when you're in Kearney, I've been through Kearney. I've stayed in Kearney. I don't know if you stayed that place where it's the hotel here and there's a diner like about 10 feet away and they have the best hash browns. Did you stay there at that hotel?
No, I think I stayed like by the river.
By the river?
I don't stay in hotels as much as I can, like on that trip at least.
Oh, well, if you ever get a chance again, I mean, honestly, yeah, there's nothing out there. I mean, funny you say North Platte. I knew all the places. North Platte, Ogallala, and then like Kearney. But it's Kearney that they have it's a hotel. I stayed there when I traveled across. I went from Indianapolis to Sacramento, which is basically the same route. Mm-hmm. And I just remember like they had the best hash browns and I was so tired and it was hot and I was so, it is when you travel and you just want to get there. You just want to just relax. And the Tour de France was going on. So I would, take a shower and watch Tour de France, go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. And I would pack the bike and correct me if I'm wrong, but the best part of travel is you're so tired. And after you unpack the bike, you just want to relax and then get something to eat and then relax. And then you got to pack it again. And the only time I never want to ride a motorcycle is right after I get through riding a long ride on a motorcycle, if that makes any sense.
Yes. Like you're so exhausted. You just want to lay down in your gear in the bed and you don't even care.
Yeah. Did you do that before? Have you done that before?
No, I'm too stubborn. I need to be clean.
Well, how did you do that? Well, there were sometimes you fell asleep. I mean, you literally slept in like I said, not even parking lots, but off the beaten path where there's a little patch of asphalt, and I've seen you sleep there. So how did you go get clean or take a shower? If I'm being too evasive, just tell me. But how did you do that?
I brought baby wipes.
Baby wipes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm not gonna go any further. I'm gonna leave it right there because I'm not gonna. Okay, all right, we'll keep on going. So you went there, so I know you. So, and let me tell you, Iowa is not a piece of cake either because I saw you go through Iowa, and that's not a piece of cake. Happy New Year, guys! By the way, this is the greatest. This is the greatest setup for a podcast because I'm literally on the streets of Indianapolis. They can hear me on the outside, so when people pass by, I wave because they can see me. I'm on street level, so that's why. So don't think I'm crazy. That's why it's the greatest setup for a podcast there is. Like we're part of the people, so I'm wishing people Happy New Year and everything. So I'm listening to you, but I'm also waving to everybody walking by. That's why it's the greatest podcast ever because you see the people and they see you on the big screen. Everything is awesome. So yeah. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. So okay, so so when did you start really, really getting into like the long distance traveling? Like, okay, like I'm kind of liking this.
What is that word when you inflict pain on yourself? Masochistic?
Would you say masochistic?
Yes.
Okay, this is different. This is a different podcast.
No, but not in that term.
I'm just joking. I'm just. What is this? The 50 Shades of Grey of motorcycling? You traveling with a mask on? Yeah, I'm ready now.
Oh my gosh, you made me cackle. Like
this is a different kind of podcast. Like, whoa, Crystal. Yeah. I know you would like that, girl. No, I'm just joking. So you like to inflict pain? I mean, like you like to.
I like to suffer for accomplishment.
Wow, I never heard. You like to suffer for because of why?
Just to see if I could do it.
I like that. And where did that come from? Like, did you get that from your parents, or you were just born with it, or what? How did that come about?
It's probably a little bit from my parents, like being from a Asian family with a tiger mom. Like you're definitely pushed from a young age. And then I think I just took it to another level because it was like, well, let me see what I'm capable of. Let me see what my body is capable of. And I would just, like when I ran marathons, I would always try to PR every race. And when I did the Chicago ride, like I only rode 3/4 across the US. And me being me, I don't like to say that. I want to be able to say I rode across the United States. And so even though I rode in the winter and that trip was, I'm going to be honest, absolutely miserable. I rode 300 to 500 miles a day.
Yes.
But I wanted to be able to say like I rode across the entire US. And then like, I didn't like finish that trip. So it just morphed into, well, let me just ride Europe. Like,
wow. Part of me, wants to do that, and I love that. But I just remember, and it's funny you say that because, man, and like we just talked about, I love traveling on a motorcycle. I love seeing the world that way. I honestly, I'd rather suffer on a motorcycle than be in a car and be safe any day. I mean, I really would. But there's times and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe you're going through a rainstorm or it's really cold and your butt hurts or whatever, and then like you're in the middle of nowhere and you got to get somewhere, and you just like you get someplace like you're in a truck stop and you just go fuck. I mean, you're just in your head like fuck. And then you're like, all right, okay, I can do it. And you get off the bike and, you're just like, okay. And you don't really think about it. But then the next day you get back on it and you start it up and you go, okay, we're going to do it again. And it's just what you do. And you just love it.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Bluetooth? Do you have a Bluetooth inside your helmet now?
No, I don't have Bluetooth. I just have my earphones.
Oh, you got to get the Bluetooth inside your helmet. It changes. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. You got to get that. Or the little earbuds. Trust me, it's a game changer.
I have these Bose Q21s.
Oh, you are big time. Look at you. You big time.
Big time. I'm concerned about my hearing. These are noise canceling. And you know what the wind does to your ears after years of riding.
Huh? I didn't hear you. I'm just joking.
Oh, I said.
You fell for that. You walked right into that, Crystal.
But I trust people and you broke my trust.
I love her. What you gotta do is you gotta get the little bitty earbuds. That's what I have now. You put them in, and the helmet can go over. I mean, they're really itty bitty. You gotta put them in, and you don't have to put them at a high setting, or whatever. And then it helps so much with when you put the Google Maps in. Like, okay, you gotta go to wherever you're going. You put the address in. You talk to your phone, and it gets you through that. And trust me, it'll change the game because I've done a thing with the wires, with the hood and the wire, and it gets in the way sometimes. You know how it is. You gotta move your arms and you're like, and then So yeah, trust me on that. Trust me. Find a Best Buy wherever you are or whatever. Matter of fact, what country are you in right now? What country?
I'm in Greece.
Oh, you fancy girl, Greece. How's Greece in December? How's Greece in December?
It's perfect.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you gonna jump in the ocean and take a swim?
It's not that perfect.
Well, I guess it's not perfect then. I guess it's kind of perfect.
Well, it's perfect compared to where I've been when it was, I don't know, 36, 35 degrees. It's like 60 something right now. So it's perfect.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Like, are you enjoying the local cuisine and how much do you sightsee when you're doing this?
As much as I can. So what I typically do, I'll just wander the streets and I'll get lost and I won't have a destination. And that's just how I see as much as I can. And I'll always end up at like some archaeological site. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't plan for this.
But that's the best way to travel. We talked about that the other day a little bit, how to me that's the best. You just kind of discover it like organically, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And take your racket with you. Hey, who wants to get a badminton game? You know what I mean? You can be in the streets. You never know. You might go to the ghetto and there might be like some bad, just ghetto badminton dudes. Like, hey, yo, you want to get this badminton game? And you're like, I'm ready for you, dude. You know what I mean? That tiger mom and you will come out and, who are you, girl? Don't worry about it. And you just leave and get on your motorcycle. Like, that girl was bad. You know what I mean? You never know. You might find that hood dude who's good at badminton. Like, yeah, what's up, girl? I rule the streets with the bird. And you go, you don't know me. And then they make a movie out of it, Bad badminton, you never know. Like,
I can't do that because they're in a rifle case and I don't want to be carrying around my rifle case. Like,
who's going to stop you? Who's going to stop you with a rifle case?
The Greek police.
The Greek police. The Greek police. You said that like you were black in America. The Greek police. The Greek police. I'm sorry, that don't sound scary at all. The Greek police. Who are you? With the Greek police. What do you got in the case? You start, why do you want to know what I got in the case? Let's open it up. And you go, okay. And you go, I got one of these. You should do that. No, do that. Carry around a rifle case. And the cops go, what do you got in the case? You go, open the case, ma'am. You go, huh? And you open and go, I like this. And they'll go, you know what? And they'll just drive off. And they'll laugh and you'll laugh. And you got new friends. I think that'd be great, personally.
Kind of scary here to me.
I think that'd be great. Now, are you hooking up with other riders? Because I don't know if you know Dominica Rides. She does stuff with MotoGP, whatever, and she lives in Greece. And she's a rider. She was a former model, and now she's into motorcycling, kind of like you. She does different kind of disciplines. Are you going to hook up with her or any other riders, or do you plan to where your travels go?
I don't really intentionally look for other riders. Like, sometimes if I'm at a gas station or I'm taking pictures at a monument, like, riders will just come out of the woodwork and just start talking to me. That's kind of how I meet riders, or some riders are at my hostel, but I don't actually like seek out people.
Me and my producer were talking about this, and it's like I tell him he doesn't know about the bike life. You got to, but once you're in it, and you said it in one of your videos, is it like for the most part, and we believe that for the most part, 99.5% of the people out there are good. When you're traveling, they want to help you. Like, you've gotten in troubles on the road with your bike, whatever, and like it's like the guy that helped you out when something happened to your bike. And he helped you, and his dad went and helped you, and all of a sudden a cop came around, and what's happening? And it's that beautiful, that giving spirit of just people. I mean, not just American, but people in general in the world. So, but there's also that little bit of percentage you go, oh, you got to watch out for. Because you even mentioned, your safety, the safety aspect. So how do you deal with the safety aspect of traveling? Because, sometimes there are people that aren't really good people. So how do you put your radar up and you go, I got to watch out for this person or this and that?
That's actually something I'm still learning. I do trust people too fast, and I believe in the best in people. And so I'll just kind of say yes to almost every situation. Like, oh, you want to go for coffee, or you want to whatever it is. And I don't really turn on the, oh, this might be a bad person like alert. But now I'm taking my time to just like read the situation more.
Yeah.
And I, this is gonna sound funny. People have instilled fear in me. So what I mean by that is I wasn't planning to come over here with any weapons. And my friend, one of them donated like an Apple tracker, those new ones that came out.
Okay.
And one of them got me like a Zolio like GPS tracker, good for like backpackers and motorcyclists when you're out by yourself. Someone gave me a taser.
No, that's good. No, but that's good though. I think you have to have that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's good though. Hey, it's better safer than sorry. You know what I mean? And so basically, you're like the Anne Frank of motorcycling, is what you are. You believe in the best in people. Am I not lying? You just said it. So that's what it is. You're a good person with good heart, and you trust people. So, but better be safer than sorry, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So that's good though. So, and you've had good experience. So you had the guy with the Honda. I saw you on a cruiser. Some dude, you've been couch surfing, right?
Sometimes, yeah. I'll alternate between like couch surfing, hostels, and hotels. And so one of my couch surfing hosts, like I picked him because he is a rider. He has like a Honda Rebel 500, and I think he's freaking crazy. He rode like from, I want to say like the north of Europe all the way to the south during the winter, and it was snowing. He didn't have any like winter gear. It was his first year of riding, and God, I think he's crazy. He showed me his route, and he rode for 30 hours without sleeping because he missed his hotel and was just like, well, I'll just go home then. And he rode like another like 8 more countries home.
Wow. Another 8 countries home. Wow.
Like, are you crazy?
Now, what okay, now how many countries have you done so far?
I think I've done 6. So I started in Croatia, Montenegro. I went to Bosnia, Herzegovina, Serbia, North Macedonia, and now I'm in Greece.
Montenegro's I think Montenegro is beautiful. Do you think so also?
It is. That's actually my favorite country to ride in.
Yes, it's a beautiful country. Very beautiful. Now, are you planning on riding around the world?
I think so.
You think? Okay.
Well, as long as my money lasts, like that's a factor, right? Like,
okay.
So
how long have you been saving up for this? So, or this happened at the drop of a hat, or how long did you save up for it? And you don't have to tell me the exact amount, but how much you set aside? Like, okay, I'm gonna set aside this much, and it should run me till this much.
So what I tell people, I live in the Bay, California. Housing is expensive. Whatever my friends my age, I'm in my early 30s, have saved for a down payment for a house, that's what I'm blowing on this trip.
Well, there you go. Okay. You're not blowing it. I mean, I think it's money well worth. I think it's money well spent because you're experiencing stuff that they'll never experience. I mean, granted, they'll have a house, but they'll have house payments. How much fun are they having? Because they got to worry about mortgages and stuff like that. You're experiencing life in other countries, and you're experiencing people. The things that you can't quantify like in terms of monetary. You know what I mean? Monetary terms. It's going to be in your heart. You're always going to remember this trip. Always. You're gonna remember when you get 90 and you're on like a what do you call it? A tricycle, whatever. You know, the tricycle.
Trike.
Yeah, you're on a trike. Thank you. See, you know what I mean? You and that education of yours, you made me look bad. But say you're on a trike, right, and you're 90 years old, and go, Grandma, what was it like? Goes, yeah, I remember when I was in Montenegro back in my early 30s. Boy, I remember I met some guy from Bosnia, and we rode all the way to Greece. I love that man. What was his name? I can't remember, but we had a great time. You know what I mean? You're always going to remember those because those are memories, man, that are going to stay forever. A house is a house. I mean, you can get a tent and live in a KOA campground. You really can. But to travel across Europe on a motorcycle, that's an experience, man. I mean, that's ballsy, you know? I mean it from the bottom of my heart. That's great. And that's why I'm having you here now, so I can experience that through you, because I would love to do that. I have this thing called a career I'm trying to get started. But what you're doing, I would love to do that. I mean, if ever you come to the States and you ever come to Indianapolis, My God, I want you to come to Indianapolis. You could stay with me and my roommate and the dog and the kid, and we'll have a big meal and we'll go riding together. You know, I'll let you ride the dirt bike and we'll have a great time. I mean, honestly, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I want you to ride out. Don't take a plane. If you take a plane, the offer's off the table. But I want you to ride out. You can park the bike at my house, and man, we'll go ride and have a great time.
Sounds like a plan when I do my total across the U.S. trip.
Okay, so let's go back in the initial stages of this. How did this come about? When did you go, I want to travel around the world and go to Europe and start this thing? I mean, how did that all come about?
So in my early 20s, like anyone else, I wanted to backpack Europe. Never did it. Made an excuse. I just got my degree. I'm going to start a career. I'm going to make some money. I'm going to save. I'm going to help pay off my mom's house. Like whatever the reason. And then I just never did it. And you know, writing is hard. Like it's fun, but when you do those long trips, it's hard on your body.
Yeah.
And I thought like, can I do this when I'm 40, 50, 60? I don't know. Like it's exhausting. So now I have the energy, now I have the time, and like, why not? Like I can work when I get back. Like that's not a problem. So I just did it.
Well, it just hurt my feelings. I'm like 64, and you know, I'm like, wow.
You're not 64.
Okay, 63, but that just hurt my feelings that you said that. Now I feel like turn this podcast off and saying goodbye. I mean, she just basically said I can't do it, Wyatt.
Turn it off.
Yeah, we should. She just hurt my feelings, man.
We'll turn it off.
Yeah, we should, man. She just said I'm old and I can't do anything. You know?
Too far.
I didn't say you can't do it. I said I don't think.
Yeah, she said,
I don't
no,
think I could
that's
do
what I
it.
heard. So, you know what, Wyatt? Give my wheelchair. We're out of here. Give my wheelchair. We're out of here. She just insulted me in my own podcast. So when I get old like you, I don't think I'm here with No.
You know what I mean.
I know. No, seriously. You know, I'm just joking. I don't know. I feel in a giddy mood. It's that week before Christmas and New Year's, and I just feel in a great mood, man. And I know you could take it. So yeah, I'm just flipping you some shit here. But okay, so you said you want to go to Europe and drive. So how the planning part come into play?
Well, I was waiting for the EU to open up to American citizens because of like the whole COVID thing. It opened up in August.
Mm-hmm.
And I had 2 months to plan, and I left in October. So I contacted some person in Croatia. It's hard for foreigners to buy a motorcycle in Europe because you don't have like a permanent address, and that deals with like registration, license, insurance. So once I wired him the money for the bike, like that just kicked off everything else. I bought a plane ticket. Like I just started compiling all my camping gear, whatever stuff I was going to bring over there. And I started selling all my stuff and tidying up my life over here. Like you have no idea how much stuff holds you down until you have to get rid of it.
Yes. I mean, no, I mean, seriously, I kind of know that. I kind of know what you're talking about because I've moved a lot in my life. Man, I lived out of my car for 3 years, you know, and doing that, my car got broken into about 3 or 4 times. And first I was like so upset because, you know, they broke in, they stole your stuff, but then you start realizing it's all material stuff, you know? So I try not to hold on to anything too much. I mean, of course I need underwear and I need, you know, some socks and stuff like that. You know, I need those essentials, you know what I mean? But for the most part, all the rest of it is material stuff, you know? I mean,
I like how you didn't say like social security card or like anything like important.
Nah. Social security, I don't need all that stuff. I mean, see, now you know how I live my life. But yeah, so basically, so I understand what you're saying. So now who was he when you gave your money to get a bike? Who was he? You said there was a person.
Gosh, this is not like a fairy tale story or anything. I don't want to put his name out.
No, you don't put a name. I don't put his name out, but I mean, just like who as a person, who was it?
So he owns a company in Croatia, and
Okay.
he's on like the adventure forum website for adventure writers, and other people have recommended him. And I actually have a friend who's a month ahead of me doing the same thing. So bought a motorcycle from the same person. I didn't find out I was not buying the bike until I was signing a contract there. So I'm actually leasing it from him. So I don't actually lease this I don't actually own this motorcycle. I'm leasing it.
Okay.
So I'm a little bitter about that because I felt like that should have been communicated before all this.
Hey, we all make mistakes. I mean, sometimes, I mean, honestly, you still make mistakes, like, but you know now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you flew over and you felt that cab driver screwed you around. You know, like we make mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just got to better yourself from that. You know, I
Yep.
mean, honestly. So, but you got the bike, and then you know how to pack it, and then I mean, how nervous were you? Or were you feeling anxiety, or you're like, all right, this is it, this is the truth? And I mean, so let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Honestly, I'm still nervous because I brought over 100 pounds worth of stuff. I know it's too much, and I brought like doubles of everything. But my bike, it's not balanced, so it tips over. I want to say like every other day, and gas spills everywhere, and I'm like slipping all over the place trying to pick up my bike, and I can't pick it up by myself. So
I was going to ask you about that. Like, no offense, but every time you go, I dropped the bike today. I go, how many times is this girl going to drop her bike? I mean, seriously, I'm like, what the hell's going on? But now that I know the back is unbalanced, but yeah, so yeah. I mean, but you would think, being from Berkeley and getting a degree from there, and in architecture, you would know about balance and everything. So I don't think I want to be in a building that you designed.
Well, that's why I live in a tent.
I don't know if I trust you. Like, hey, who built this building? Some girl named Crystal. I'll see you guys outside. Let's have the meeting outside. So okay, so what's been the downside? What's been like since you've been started? What's been the downside? You like, that's kind of got you vexed a little bit, or a little bit of If there is one.
I would say it's just like the weight of my stuff. Like that gives me anxiety every day I have to pack it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a relief when I take all that stuff off and I get a rest for a day or two or however long, and I don't have to deal with it. So I think that is the most, like, even as I'm talking about it now, like I'm getting frustrated.
Yes, you get that feeling of anxiety. It's getting in your stomach now, isn't it? And you feel like, oh, I gotta pack this damn bike, and it's gonna be all like, oh God, you know what I mean? I know that feeling. Yes, trust me, I know that feeling. I'm not even trying to say it just to say it. I know what you're going through in a way. So yeah, I feel that, man. But okay, so you're doing that, and I thought it was so cool. And this is about the trust in people. The guy lets you use his apartment. And then, like, he had the little drawings his kid drew on the wall. His daughter drew the little cat on the wall.
I'm going to tell you how that story turned out.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. How'd that story turn out? Uh-oh.
So I don't know if everyone knows, but I'll give like a short summary of it. Like some guy messaged me on Instagram. He's like, I have a free apartment that I'm not using. Here's the keys. Come and go as you please. Mm-hmm. And I don't usually accept help or from people on Instagram like that because people are kind of creepy.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, this apartment is empty. I feel safe that way. So I stayed there for a week or whatever. The guy starts developing feelings for me, and he admits it, and I'm like, I would just like to stay friends, thank you. And it gets kind of crazy. And I leave one day, and he is like, oh, I want to see you after I get off work. And I'm like, I left, I'm not there. And he gets into the apartment with like a credit card, and he takes pictures of all this stuff. I'm living there. Their dishes aren't done. Windows open, like bed's not made. Just, someone's living there. And he gets extremely aggressive and is like, oh, you did this and you did that. Like, you're taking advantage of me. You're using people. And the way he's talking to me, I feel extremely uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, get out of my apartment. And I don't feel comfortable going there by myself. So I contacted the US Embassy, and I'm like, I'm in this situation. Can someone please accompany me to grab my stuff? And they're like, oh, we don't handle this. Like, you should go to the police station. And I start heading to the police station. And I think like, okay, this guy is a single dad who's trying to get custody of his daughter. So I don't really want to like inflict like life-changing stuff on him.
Yeah.
And so I messaged my first couch surfing host and I'm like, I'm in this situation. Like, what do you think I should do? And he's like, I'm going to work right now, but let me see if one of my friends is free to accompany you to make sure he doesn't do anything. And so this freaking stranger that doesn't even know me comes with me to grab my stuff. And I have a key and I'm like, I don't know if he's up there, but let's hope he's not. I open the door, the lights on, and I see the guy and he's like, I've been waiting for you. And my anxiety is through the roof. I'm like, dude, when you feel your heart beating from your chest because of a situation, like you're just in like survival mode. And so I'm just like throwing all my shit in my bag and he's just like yelling at me the whole time, like, who did you bring into my apartment? Like I'm buying something. And he's like yelling at the guy in Croatian and he grabs a bat and he's like just like threatening the guy and like threatening me. And long story short, like I just grab my shit and get out.
Wow. Nobody got hit or anything? No.
No.
Oh my God, girl. Holy moly. Woo. Man. But you were shook for a little bit after that, huh?
Hell yeah. I had extremely bad anxiety. I couldn't sleep for a few days after. Like it was really bad.
Damn. No, I mean that. Damn. Man. Yeah. Holy moly. Huh.
So that's what I mean by I'm still learning about how to like read a
Navigate.
situation.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it happens. I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, so you get.
I can tell you a positive story.
Yeah, positive story. So anyway, hey, any of you girls want to play badminton? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're in Greece now, and by the time this comes out, even if somebody's listening, you're going to be someplace else. So you're in Greece now. So I mean, because it's going to be coming out in about 2 weeks, right? Wyatt? Okay, yeah, it's gonna come out in 2 weeks. So by the time somebody listens, even if they are kind of like, oh, she's gone, you know what I mean? So yeah. I mean, seriously, like, so if some dude from Taken is listening, goes, she left. We've got to find her. You know what I mean? They won't know which one. Liam Neeson's after you. Listen. I possess a certain set of skills. You understand? I can find you on your motorcycle. It'll be unbalanced. She'll be turning.
Yeah, I'll be like falling over in the middle of the country somewhere. Then they'll get me.
Yeah, she'll be having a hard time keeping her balance. We'll get her then. Be on the lookout. How tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
Oh, okay, listen, you're the same height as my roommate, so I know exactly I mean, seriously, I know exactly what you're going. Same height as my roommate. She's 5'2", but she raced. She's just like you, feisty. My roommate, she raced motocross. She's a tough ass. And check this out. She raced motocross. She was a champion in motocross racing. She was on her street bike. She got hit head on by a drunk driver on her street bike. Broke every bone in her body except for her neck. Airlifted her. She was in a coma, I think, for 2 weeks. They didn't think she'd walk again. 2 years later, she was racing. So, yeah. So I don't know what it is about you ladies, man, but you're tough. Very tough. So I feel that in you also. You're a very tough woman. Like you said, man, that pain that you said you got, to endure to get your goals or whatever, accomplish your goals, I can feel that. I mean, you're not just talking shit. I mean, it's sincere. So I feel that in you. So you'll be fine. So after Greece, where are you going to go from Greece? Where are you going to go? I mean, or do you know your route? Or are you just going to wander around aimlessly? I mean, seriously, like a hobo, like you know what I mean? The American hobo. That's your nickname, the American hobo. Chasing Crystal, the American hobo. Playing badminton.
That sounds so bad.
Playing badminton wherever she can. Eating out of cans. Like, you want to play badminton for a meal? You know what I mean?
Hey, I do eat out of cans sometimes. Don't be hating.
I'm not hating at all, girl. Like I said, man, you got more moxie than me. You do. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. I mean that. Yeah, you got more moxie than me. You really do. I think you're great. I really do. So, okay, after Greece, so where are you gonna go after Greece?
Okay, so winter in Europe is serious, and I need to stay in this longitude. So I might take a boat to Italy, and then maybe take a boat or ride, depending on the weather, to Spain, Portugal, just to stay in like these lower regions for now.
Oh my God, go to Spain. I love Spain. I think I'd like to live there. Go to Valencia. Go to Valencia. Valencia's great. Or go to Jerez. Go down. Where it's I think it's going toward Portugal. I stayed there. It's going south. Oh, I forget the name of the place, but I stayed there and I loved it. But yeah, do that. Go to Italy, go to Spain, ride around Portugal. You'll love Portugal. You can do some surfing. Seriously, eat some great seafood. I think you would love that, man. I mean, chronicling this journey is one of the greatest things you'll do. You have a GoPro? Do you have a GoPro?
I do have a GoPro.
Get that GoPro going. Like I said, I saw your YouTube channel. It's great. It really is. I mean, put some more videos up of what you're going through. Channel it. Because, I mean, what you're doing is awesome. I love it. Except for, like, the trip when you had the from San Francisco to Chicago. I hated that background music you had. After a while, I was like, it was that little piano thing. I was like, but other than that, yeah. So chronicle it more on GoPro.
Thank you for the feedback.
No, I'm just saying. After I was like, but I understand that because copyright issues. But still, but get a GoPro. Go to Spain. I think you'll love Spain. Go to Spain. Ride around Spain. I got some friends. I got a friend in Monaco. If you ever make it in Monaco, you know, it's around France. You know, I got a friend in Monaco. I'm sure they let you stay with them. You know, good people though, really good people. Andorra. And there's gonna be some snow, I think, but through Andorra. Go to Portugal. Maybe you'll run into Ronaldo. You know, the soccer player. You never know. He might be getting gas in one of his Lamborghinis, you know? And he'll be like, hey, what are you doing here? You know, like I'm traveling from the U.S. You want a picture of me? Well, actually, I need a place to stay. You can stay with me and my wife. You never know. You never know. I mean, seriously, you never know. People love a success story. You're American. They love that. I mean, you might stay in one of his houses.
One of his houses.
One of his houses is. Yeah, you might. I mean, he's got multiple houses. You never know. I mean, honestly, I think that's the best part about this journey is you don't know. I mean, are you going to? Yeah. So how long are you staying over in Europe?
Well, the plan is to finish Europe in a year and then eventually get to the Middle East when I'm more brave.
Oh, the Middle East is different because I don't know the rules there, but I don't know. Like honestly, and this is just me being ignorant, but I don't know how it's gonna be with the hair. And I mean, well, like exactly where you go, and you know, because they're really you know, their attitudes toward women. So I don't know how that works. I really don't. So have you read on the rules on that and everything? I mean, can you travel freely over there?
Some countries, no. I haven't done any research. I don't do any research. I don't do any planning. But I've talked to other hostel folk from the Middle East, and they say most areas are safe. It's not as bad as we think. It's not as bad as the media portrays them to be. And people think the US is dangerous. And I'm like, what?
It is.
Like,
it is. No, it can be. It can be. I mean, but then again, I'm a brother from the streets. So, you know, it's still different for me. You know what I mean? I go looking for badminton trouble, and I find it too. You know what I mean? That's just me. That's just me. I mean, I walk with the rifle case open. That's what I do. So it's a little different though. But I mean, so
yeah.
What countries do you specifically want to hit, or what cities that you for a fact? Because I know you're trying to willy-nilly it, but what do you specifically want to hit though? Like you go, I have to do this because I mean, this summer I definitely want to hit Finland. And I definitely want to go to St. Petersburg, Russia. I mean, that's the goal. Like, I'm going to go to Finland for MotoGP, but I definitely want to go take a train to St. Petersburg because I heard it's like 3 hours away. So I want to go to St. Petersburg, Russia. I want to go to Finland. And that's definitely. But I'm like you. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever, man. So, like, what do you want to hit specifically?
Everything.
Look at you. Everything. You want to go to Russia?
Yeah.
Do you want to ride in Russia?
If I get a visa, of course.
You'll get it. You'll get one. That'd be great to ride through. Do you want to go through like Moscow, St. Petersburg? Do you want to go to Siberia?
Oh, Siberia. I think it'll be cold there. Maybe it's just a little part of it, not the whole thing.
Now, do you have any heated gloves or anything? Any heated gear at all?
No, I'm stubborn. I have my summer gauntlet gloves.
Oh my God. Why don't you get heated stuff? Why don't you get heated gloves?
Because I like to inflict pain on myself and suffer through the hard shit.
Well, okay, but I mean, do you have a baklava, you know, to put underneath your helmet? You have that? Okay. Now I'm not being all nasty, but do you have like long johns or
No,
thermal? You have thermal?
no,
You don't?
no. I have my running clothes.
You have your what clothes?
My running clothes.
I'm done with her. Wyatt, I'm done with her. I'm done with her, man. I'm trying to help her out. She ain't listening. She ain't listening. It's like talking to a kid. I'll do it my
Oh,
way,
I'm
Dad.
listening.
No, okay.
I'm
listen,
listening, but I'm stubborn.
I know you're stubborn, but I would say, it's not really too late now, but you should have got some, like the heated vest, heated gloves. Like, what gets cold on you more than anything?
My fingers.
Same here. Fingers and, yeah. Can you get those little heated packs? Do they sell those over there?
I haven't seen them, but a company, Rhythmoto, is actually sending me winter gloves for free. So thank you for that.
Well, good for you.
I-
She's getting free shit.
Hey,
Here I'm all
I'm
worried.
working on this, okay?
I'm all worried about you. They're sending me gloves. Don't worry about it, BT. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I mean, I'm a hot chick traveling through Europe. I'll be fine. No, I mean, you should talk to the NRA. See if they can send you over a couple 38s. You're gonna need that. Maybe you know what? Maybe you should put a real rifle in that rifle case.
No, then where will my badminton rackets go?
Listen, I'm trying to help you out. But when you go through Siberia, you can put them on your feet and just walk through Siberia. But you know what? You go through Russia. Maybe you go through what's it? The highway of the Skull Highway. Is it the Highway of the Skulls? Have you seen that before? Have you seen Long Way Round?
No.
You never saw that movie?
No.
That was the inspiration for me wanting to travel around the world. It was with Ian McGregor, Ian McGregor and Charlie Bowman, and they traveled around the world on their motorcycles, and they went through Russia, and it was a highway of the skulls. When they built the highway, people died. The highway goes over like dead bodies and the skulls of the people, and it's really eerie, but I kind of want to ride it. It's really, yeah, man. I think you'd like that, but you want to go to Russia. You want to go to everything, basically, is what you want to do. So, is there one country in particular that really makes you go, yes, I really want to go there? Like, is there one country you really, really, really want to tackle?
Dubai.
Why is that? Why?
The architecture.
Yes.
It's just like, it's so far off. Like, I don't know. It just calls me.
Yeah. I mean, no, I hear what you're saying. I mean, I've been to Qatar before. I've been to Qatar twice. No, once. I've been to Qatar. I know what you mean. It is beautiful over there. I mean, go to Dubai. Do you want to see anything like maybe an F1 race or a MotoGP race or anything? Maybe a soccer match or anything like that? Is there anything like that you want to see?
I want to go off roading by myself.
On the motorcycle?
Yeah.
Okay, without the gear though, right? Without the gear, right?
Yes. With all that. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Oh, I don't think you'll make it, but right now in the Middle East, they have the car rallies going on right now, the Dakar. That would be great.
No, I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, you're not gonna. I'm trying to think of some things for you to do. Maybe if you can make it over to England, you watch a Premier League soccer game. Maybe, on the bike. How great would that be? Would you like that?
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Maybe I should make some phone calls and see if I can get you in.
Thanks.
Well, I didn't say I could do it, but I should make some phone calls and see if I can get you. I think that would be so awesome. Here's what I want to do. I would love to. If everything goes right, hopefully, I'm going to see a MotoGP race overseas, like I said, later on in the year, maybe in July. I definitely want to go to Finland. That's where I really want to go, to Finland and Russia. So, man, to see you over there, that would be awesome. If you could just ride up, I know this girl, you're all unbalanced and shit. Like, I know who this girl is. You know what I mean? Like, I know who this is. So, yeah, I definitely want to do that. I think it'd be great to meet you over in Europe, man. I really do. Because I love what you do. I mean, is it going to be like, would a place like England be boring for you, though? Like, because it's
No.
I think it would, in a way, it kind of would be. Because it's kind of like, a developed country is like England. It's like, don't you want to go someplace where it's like a little dangerous, a little like, oh, shit, I might not make it through this, motherfucker. I mean, seriously, yeah, we'd like to go through like maybe Bulgaria or Romania, like go to Transylvania and go see Dracula's castle.
Those areas don't really scare me.
What scares you? What does scare you? Besides the French police, the Greek police, what does scare you?
Afghanistan right now.
Yeah, I can see that. You know what? I'm not trying to tell you to live your life. Maybe you could skip that one. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you live life, but maybe you could go. You know what? I'll just lie about it. How about that? I'll just say I did not. And you know, you got against it? Yeah, but you really didn't. Ain't nobody gonna, you know. Like I went to Switzerland, but there's no proof. I mean, I went up to the Stelvio Pass. If you get a chance, in Italy, I rented a bike in Milan. I went to the Stelvio Pass. It's one of the most beautiful rides you'll ever take. You go straight up the mountain, and as you go over, you'll go through. I went over to Switzerland, and I went to Switzerland. Nobody was at the post, and I went over to Switzerland. Shh, don't tell nobody. And then I did a U-turn and came back. So yeah, I technically went to Switzerland. Yeah, it's beautiful there. Now it's gonna be snowing. It was snowing in the mountain in June. I went on my birthday. It was snowing in the mountain in June. So, but if you get a chance, go to the Stelvio Pass. It's beautiful. It's in Italy, outside of Milan, maybe about 3 hours out of Milan, 300 kilometers out of Milan. If you get a chance, do that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful ride.
I already have it saved in my Google Maps.
Well, now I feel like an idiot. Here I am trying to tell you what to do. It's already saved.
Well,
everyone
listening, please go.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot now. Like, yeah, well, I already got it saved. So anything else you want to tell me that I already have saved? Okay, we'll be that way then, you know? Okay, do you want to go to Africa? Do you want to go to Africa?
I do.
Where in Africa? Because I want to ride in Morocco. Where do you want to go in Africa?
Morocco sounds good. I want to go to Ghana. I've been wanting to go for like the last 10 years.
And why? Why is that?
I've heard wonderful things.
Oh, so you want to go to Ghana. Okay, Ghana, and where else? Because Africa could take you a year in itself.
I need to see every country for myself. Like, I don't have a limit of what I do and don't want to visit.
What? I'm trying to think. What happens when the money runs low? Are you gonna and you go? You know what? I'm gonna have to go back now. Because I mean, do you have to make a one-way ticket back to the U.S. or do you already have that ticket? Or you're like, all right, I'm determined. I'm sticking it out. What's gonna happen? Let's say your money's running low.
Sticking it out.
Okay.
So learning from these hostel folks that have been doing their backpacking trip or walking trip for a while. There's something called Workaway. Have you heard of it?
No. Tell me about it.
So it's this online database where you register and you pay like some low fee for a year. And there are farmers or companies like dealing with agriculture all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of volunteer. It's like a live work where you work there for however long you want. And they provide you with a free place to stay, food, and you just volunteer. So that's an option.
My God, man! Honestly, you're gonna have so. Are you thinking about writing a book about this? Maybe. I mean, seriously, but maybe writing a book about it, or are you journaling your travels?
You're the third person that told me to write a book.
No, because I just think it's going to be so fascinating by yourself doing this. And what you just told me, I think that is great. You can work your way through it. So, I mean, you're sitting on a precipice of just awesomeness. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. I'm with you 100%. I can't wait to see what your next video is going to be, I subscribe to your channel. I can't wait to see what your next journey is going to be, your next picture on Instagram. I'm a fan. I really am. I hope if something, knock on wood, if something happens, whatever, please don't hesitate to hit me up on Instagram and say, hey, BT, could you blah, blah, or try to. I will definitely do that because, man, I love what you're doing. The fact that you're doing it by yourself and, with no fanfare. And you're just matter-of-factly doing it. There's no, like, I'm doing it for this. It's just for you and the journey you're taking. Because, like I said, man, when it's all said and done with, when you're in that deathbed, the fact that you saved up for a house, it's not going to be in your mind. What's going to be in your mind is this trip right here. The people you're meeting at the hostel right now. The people that let you sleep on their couch. The people that you meet on the road who gave you an orange. And it doesn't sound like much, but you needed that orange, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be. That's going to stick in your brain and heart forever. So, man, I'm a fan. I know my producer Wyatt's a fan. We're all a fan of you. I'm pushing for you 100%, man. And this may be a little invasive. You can tell me if it is, but in the future, I don't know how long in the future. You ever think about maybe having a family, maybe, or getting married, or that didn't even register with you right now?
I definitely don't want kids.
Okay. No, that's okay.
And
No, I mean, it's not for everybody. And you know, people feel like they're ashamed to say it, but it's not for everybody. I mean, I'm the same way. I mean, it's like, you know, being 70 years old, I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So, you know, like, so for you, I mean, you don't want kids. So, I mean, do you want a significant other or?
well, the reason I don't want kids is if I have to raise someone like me, hell no, dude. I'm too freaking wild. Can you imagine? Dude, I know how hard my mom has it. Like, there's no way.
Well, if you're a parent, part of them is probably going, damn it. But I guarantee you, there's a part of your parent that goes, good for her. I mean, they go, yes. And they're pulling for you. No, there is. There's a part of them going, I wish I had the balls to do what she's doing because you're doing it, man. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart, you're doing it. And there's a part of them that, yeah, trust me, just being a parent, they're going to be like, oh, God, you know, they have their fingers crossed for you. But you know what? They're wishing you the best because you're doing it. You're independent and you're doing it, man. We are a fan of you. Chasing.Crystal on Instagram. Follow her. Chasing.Crystal Instagram. Anything you want to say before we get out of here, Crystal? Anything you want to say?
Thank you for having me on your show. You just made me cry by offering, like, if I ever got into any trouble, like, to hit you up. Like,
no,
just
I mean it from the
literally made
bottom.
me cry.
I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like, I don't know if I can, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If I can, I will do it. If I can, I will. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I mean, who knows if I can or not? But man, just if I can meet you with the right people or whatever, yes, I will definitely do that, man, because I'm pulling for you. I mean it from the bottom. I think we're like this. You gave me a chance to interview you on here, and you know, I just feel like now we're connected. That's the way I feel. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I wish you the best. Thank you so much. Follow Chasing.Crystal Instagram. I promise you will. And also on YouTube. Her journeys, they'll crack you up and they'll give you that sense of adventure that all of us need to have in our hearts, or we all have that we're afraid of admitting. So, anyway, thank you so much, Crystal. I appreciate you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Be safe out there, girl. And thank you for watching Tales from a Gemini. I'm BT. And like I say about this time, you know the word. Peace.